Hey there everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan, where here we talk about tech, career, and lifestyle combined all into all three of those. And in today's topic, I'm really excited to bring a personal journey to be able to help you through wherever you are in your own personal career. So in about 2023, I was a part of a 7% workforce reduction layoff. And I was very confused on how to move forward. This was my first time getting laid off. I was navigating very unknown waters, everything from needing to get my LinkedIn updated, making sure that I was asking for recommendations, looking back at my own positive feedback to be able to take that into future interviews. And a lot of things financially hit me. What was severance? What do I need to do with this? Am I financially prepared for this? So I'm here today to be able to talk to you either between two crossroads that you're at. Either you faced a layoff or you're just looking ahead in your general career. So today I want to be able to give you 6 essential tools and strategies to be able to future-proof your career. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into tip number 1. Okay, so I'm excited to start with tip number 1. And I'm going to bring it back a little bit to maybe a time where a teacher, a boss, your parent, your friends, somebody who helped you and really wanted to help you advance in your career advised you to take and document any of the positive feedback that you got. I know for a fact that I got it a lot from my mother. And now looking back and experiencing my own layoff, I know how valuable keeping and documenting positive feedback, whether that be from your clients, your boss, your coworkers, performance reviews, how important that really is. And that's actually going to be the first step, and that's going to be documenting your achievements and everything that you've been able to accomplish in which you received positive feedback. You want to really be able to consider this as your professional highlight. This is just like a collection of concrete evidence illustrating the achievements that you've been able to achieve throughout your time, whether that be from problem solving, your ability to be able to thrive in collaboration with others, things and projects that you've worked on and you've gotten great feedback with. This type of feedback is something that you can take into future interviews, performance achievements, feedback. You can also take that into your mid-year evaluations, or if you're thinking about promotions. Keeping on to that type of evidence and feedback really not only shows your potential in a quantifiable way when you're speaking about what you've accomplished, but it also reminds you, like, hey, I did this well. I launched a product, or I collaborated well. I was able to see X result from the positive impact that I had. So being able to offer details in a portfolio way that is all about you, that's exactly what you want to start off with. So if you get anything from this video, make sure that you just have this personal section for you where it's your own portfolio and you're carrying that evidence with you. So when you go into those future job interviews and you get asked, tell me about a time in which XYZ, you're able to share these examples from your previous employer, your current employer, wherever you're at. You want to be able to take that information and share it with others. This has served me as best as going back into interviews and asking myself, like, what did I accomplish? What did I do? And it really helps me be able to tell the story and practice. I remember these little pieces that perhaps I wasn't able to remember if I didn't have my own portfolio. So to start off, make sure that you create a portfolio about yourself, for yourself, on your accomplishments. So second tip is going to be collecting recommendations. And it's really going to complement number 1, because the strongest person that can advocate for your career is you, but it's also other people who are willing to say, hey, Charlie was able to do XYZ and I highly advocate for him. So whether this be like LinkedIn recommendations, just having recommendations when you submit off an application, or somebody who's willing to speak for you during performance reviews and promotions, you need those people in your back corner. You need to be able to develop those relationships when you're working with your coworkers, your supervisors, to be able to have people that can truly advocate for you. There's been multiple times where I go up for a job interview, and yes, I want to be able to put a fancy name behind the title, but truly, if you ask yourself, and I've been in these situations when asking people with fancy titles, they're not going to be able to provide me with the type of letter recommendation that I need. And those are people that you really want to be selective of. So when you go up to people and you ask for these type of recommendations, you want to make sure that it's somebody that understands your work ethics, has seen what you have achieved, and can be able to truly speak to your accomplishments. So, but yes, I do think, when you get recommendations, they do matter on LinkedIn. It's great to be able to have that, but be very selective about, again, who you're asking. Don't overcrowd your LinkedIn page with recommendations. You also want to be able to have at least 3 concrete people and keep gathering those type of individuals that you work with that will be able to advocate for you. Truly, this is something that makes you stand out at the end of the day, and being able to have these testimonials for yourself not only boosts your own confidence, but it serves as a powerful tool to be able to endorse you throughout your career. So definitely make sure that you're collecting those letters of recommendations, or just recommendations in general. Now, for tip number 3, which is leveling up your skills, you're going to see a lot of reflection in the following tips that we have, because this is going to be helping you develop one skill and start creating more skills to be able to complement one another. So in today's tech world, if you're not learning, you're falling behind, and it's just the truth. There's just so much and so many cool things to be able to learn nowadays, different products that you can look into. You have everything from Azure, from Microsoft, AWS. There's Salesforce people that watch my channel as well. So you have a variety of products, and you can't just pigeonhole yourself into one. In today's market, you're coming in with other people who have specific skills, but also a variety of skills, and you need to make yourself more marketable when it comes to finding your next job or going up in your career, whatever the case may be. And that's why I wanted to refer to all of the learning things that you can be a part of, and the importance of it when you're looking to be very strategic about your career. Now, it's important to know that when you're studying, you don't want to just go for whatever 20 certs come out or whatever's hot right now. You really want to make sure that you're being very strategic about your career. You want to make sure that the career path you're going down aligns with your goals. Now, like I said, the rest of the tips are really going to complement each other, especially this one, because I think this is the biggest takeaway that I personally learned from my own career journey. And one that I've heard multiple times from other people. And that is step number 4, owning your career. Now, when I say that, it comes into more of taking ownership and really making sure that you are the ones that creates opportunities for yourself. And a lot of the time, markets, sometimes you may be faced with challenges of, oh, hey, I may have interest in this role, but I don't really know how to pursue it. I don't know who to talk to, who to network with, how to get out there, how to figure out if I want to even do this, right? And that's where I think I got very stagnant and I didn't know what to do in my previous career with, let's say, having an interest in marketing or having an interest in product management. I didn't know or didn't take action or have somebody tell me really what I needed to do. And that's why I hope this video is able to help guide you to really take ownership of your career. If you are curious in something, ask to volunteer. Do a volunteer project yourself outside of work if it's not available for you. If you want to learn more, you get on YouTube, you read podcasts, you read books. You have to be able to say, I'm interested in XYZ. What do I need to do to be able to get there, learn more, and to be able to possibly take that into my future career? So by taking ownership of your own career, that means that you're going out there and you're looking for courses that you can be a part of. There are a whole bunch of online courses that you can look at if you're interested in learning something new. There's people that are willing to talk to you, and I highly recommend using LinkedIn as a platform to be able to ask for coffee chats. There's been many times where I've been said, oh, there's no opportunities here, or you don't have the experience. Well, I don't know how else to get that, so I'm going to go ahead and create it. So you need to be very creative in terms of, what can I build, especially if you're in tech? What can I do to stand out amongst other people? What can I do to be able to elevate my own career portfolio? And I'll be talking about that in the future, how to be able to create a portfolio for yourself, depending on what tech market or branch that you're coming from, or really to be able to help navigate you and give you some fun ideas. Now, I hope that tip number 4, taking ownership of your career, is something, if anything, that you hear this part of it, make sure that you are focusing on you and asking yourself, is where I am right now what I want to do? And if not, how do I get to where I want to go? Tip number 4, let's hop to the next one. One of my favorites, tip number 5, is don't let your LinkedIn or your resume get dusty. And I know it's probably the last thing that people are thinking about working on, especially if you work a very hectic 9 to 5, you have kids, there's other responsibilities. Like I said, a lot of people have a LinkedIn, but they don't either know how to use it, or they don't use it or log on, and they only log on when they need things. And one thing I want to talk about is why it's important to be able to have a LinkedIn. And it's really because it serves as like a storefront to who you are. It's a visual platform. It's great for being able to showcase things outside of your resume, because typically as a resume, it's going to be about 1 page. And it's going to be very narrow. And the resume is really designed to show more action. What did you deliver in very like statistical or delivery points. When it comes to your LinkedIn, you have a whole broad range of ways that you can approach showcasing any of your accomplishments. And that's really what we want to make sure that you're doing. So if you have a LinkedIn, if you don't have a LinkedIn, right now is definitely the time to be able to start creating one. Look up videos on how to build your LinkedIn. You want to be present. I've heard many, many times as a former recruiter and from recruiters now since my time in tech since 2021, is if you're not online, if you're not posting and you're not showcasing your accomplishments, it's a red flag to recruiters and hiring managers. So start boosting up your profile on LinkedIn, start giving that a little bit of love and attention. TLC. Now, the second area is having your resume prepared. Your resume and your LinkedIn should be very similarly matching each other. But the LinkedIn, again, is a platform where you can add like graphics and certifications, fun ways to be able to showcase your profile and your skills. A resume is something that you always need to have updated. You need to be thinking about the projects that you're working on. What are you doing at your job? You don't want to put roles and your responsibilities. I build dashboards because I am a data analyst. What type of dashboards are you building? How did you bring success, or how did you show top performance when building that dashboard? What did you deliver? So definitely make sure to not just list out roles that you've done in terms of like your job responsibilities. You want to make sure that you're showing impact to be able to really showcase what you're delivering and what you can offer to the company or the next position that you're looking for. So definitely make sure that you're not letting these two LinkedIn profiles and your resume get dusty. Okay, so this is our last tip. And if you made it this far into the video, congrats, because you definitely made sure to put your career first and put yourself in a better spot. Now, what I want to be able to talk about with this last tip is more of staying ahead of the curve, but being very vigilant in today's market. And that's something that even months and months later, I always make sure to track. I attend my company meetings. I watch for emails that are coming out in regards to how the company's doing. But I also listen to what my clients are saying. Are they saying that they are not able to go past the budget? They're maybe not looking to expand the contract. And I listen to my internal projects, but I also listen to what my managers are saying. How is the project status going? And then I also make sure to listen to other coworkers that I have. How are their projects? What are they seeing in the pipeline? Is it healthy? Are we actively recruiting? Knowing that aspect of how your company is doing is very, very, very important. Because if I look back to my previous layoffs, one things that I noticed, and you'll hear a trend in this, is projects became very kind of non-existent almost in the funnel. We were having a very hard time being able to find projects that were available. More senior people and more junior people were competing with each other for projects. They were trying to niche us down into certain areas of focus. Being able to hear all of this from your company directly and attend those company meetings, you can definitely start to track things over time. And that's just something that I learned that I want to be able to pass to everybody else, is be very aware. If there is a company meeting, definitely make sure to sit in them every so often. Read those emails that come out. Now, outside of your own company, it's important to also track the market. What's going on in the news? Tech news specifically. What layoffs have you heard of? What new products are coming out? AI was really big, and it pushed a lot of jobs to be cut, but also created at the same time. So there's pros and cons to everything. You want to look on LinkedIn. That's one of the tips that we talked about. Don't let your LinkedIn get dusty. This is a great opportunity for you to be able to track LinkedIn news. So those are the biggest things that I would say, is keep tabs on the industry, check your company's pulse, being informed and being adaptable and knowing what's going on, whether that be at your company or just in the general market, is really important. So if something happens, you're not surprised. You're able to predict and to be able to plan better for your own career's future. So that's my last tip. I hope that this was very valuable to you. These are definitely things that I learned along the way of my own layoff story, and how I'm working to be able to be more aware moving forward, be more on top and really take ownership of my career. Whether that be from certifications, networking, growing, keeping up to date with today's trends, and today's market, but also seizing and creating strategies that can help me be in a better position if anything does happen in the future. So I do hope this was valuable to you. If it was, if you have any questions, please put it in the comment section below. Love to be able to hear from everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.